repeat again, same.
I got you. I got the question. Yeah, no, race relations have definitely improved since the 60s. We could not have the first African American president in the person of Barack Hussein Obama if it were not for the fact that a significant number of whites voted for him, and Latinos and Asians and others. This would not have been the case in the 60s. It would have been impossible because you had still too much polarization. So there are changes in racial attitudes. I would say that, however, some of the whites who voted for Obama largely may have done it because he also was their ideal candidate. In other words, he was not someone who came to office complaining or raising racial issues, even though there are racial issues. So it creates a certain comfort level that this black man is different. He's not like Jesse Jackson. He's not like Reverend Sharpton. He's not like those civil rights leaders. And so we feel comfortable with him. And that is potentially problematical, and it leads to the answer to your second question. And that is, President Obama has been in, well, let me also say that there is a stubborn minority within white America who wakes up every morning probably in utter agony and pain because there's a black family in the White House who really resent it, hate it, fear it, because you've had, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center, dramatic increase in the rise in white militias and gun sales and whatever. So that is indicative of a kind of what I think is a minority, a stubborn minority of people who really not only are resistant to Obama, they're resistant to immigration, they're resistant to lesbian and gay marriage, and any kind of change that sort of gets away from this core concept of America as this Judeo-Christian nation, largely dominated by men, frankly. Now, President Obama is in a bind, because if he explicitly talks about black issues, then he will be accused of just being for black people. And so I think he has tiptoed. He largely has not been able to do anything, or has not done anything explicit on the issues that I feel are important in terms of driving the problems in the inner cities, where we have so many issues, so many problems, so much economic deterioration. He's not been able to target it because not only him, the reality is issues related to black people are just not popular in in America anymore. It's like, you guys did this, you had your civil rights movement. If you didn't make it by now, it's your fault. You're making all those babies. You're single. You're in jail. I mean, all these issues are part of the sort of the popular consciousness. So we have felt that Obama needs to. Almost every political leader, civil rights leader, has felt that Obama needs to target, particularly jobs programs and economic programs, to the black community and the Latino community, to target it where it's needed most. We've not seen that. We've actually seen him, talk about convening Hispanic leaders and sort of talking about a Hispanic agenda. He does meet with Reverend Sharpton. He has met with Mark Morial and whatever, but one doesn't get a sense that out of that conversation has come an agenda for black people. At least it's not talked about. And I think that's because he sees himself in this dilemma. And so he's talking trickle down. Whatever is good for everybody else will be good for black people and whatever. We will continue to push him, however, because even nobody's asking him to raise his fist and say black power. If he simply were to say that we're going to target jobs to those areas and those communities that need it most, he wouldn't have to say black. I mean, it would go to those communities, and we are disproportionately unemployed, so therefore it would be helpful. What I'm hoping for is that in the second term, he can be a little less cautious, that he can be a little more aggressive in saying that which is a fact. And as far as I'm concerned, that there's a state of emergency in a huge swath of black America, particularly in the urban inner city areas where you have fratricide, violence, crime, drugs, economic deterioration. I mean, it requires an investment that America is no longer willing to make. And so what we get is the Trayvon Martins, we get all of these horrific cases, we get all of this turmoil, and we react to that, and we should react to that and demand justice in that, but in some ways it misses the bigger, larger question of what's driving some of this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay, just about 2 or 3 more questions. What what made you so passionate about Haiti, the issue of Haiti? Obviously, what's going on now. Obviously, we all know what has happened in recent years of Haiti.
But I was passionate before then. And it's
obviously before, obviously, all that happened.
I got the question. The Haiti is, my passion for Haiti comes out of the fact, first and foremost, that I'm a Pan-Africanist. That my evolution as a political thought has me believe or advocate that people of African descent throughout the world are to be united in working to advance our mutual interests. So that is what I see as Pan-Africanism. Now, when one looks, so therefore I've always had an identification with international issues. I was one of the founders of African Liberation Day in 1972. Even before you had the Free South Africa movement, we put thousands of people in the streets in 1972 around the agenda of trying to get final decolonization, liberation for what was then Rhodesia, South Africa, and what was called Southwest Africa and Guinea-Bissau. So, and then working around a number of different issues and work in the Caribbean as well. Haiti has a unique place because Haiti was the first black republic, and Haiti achieved this almost miraculous event at a time at the height of the transatlantic slave trade and the propagation of the myth of white supremacy. So if you really look at where Haiti sits in terms of the history of the world, you have the Holocaust of enslavement, the whole propagation of the myth of white supremacy and black inferiority, and then you have slavery, colonialism, and sucking the lifeblood out of Africa, but also out of black people. And then you have this revolution in which these Haitians, who come from different parts of the world, are able to successfully create the first black republic in the world. And what they did was, therefore, they shattered the myth of white supremacy. You could not have been inferior and then defeat one of the greatest military geniuses in the history of the world.
And Napoleon Bonaparte.
Napoleon Bonaparte. So Bonaparte was defeated, and so therefore that gave a sense of inspiration to African people everywhere. But we all know the story. They couldn't allow Haiti this was an anathema. How could you allow this independent nation when you got slavery in the southern part of the United States, you got colonialism flourishing throughout the Caribbean. So therefore, Haiti was isolated, it was vilified, it was marginalized, and there was an effort to crush Haiti. So I work on Haiti with great passion because my view is that we all owe a debt. All people of African descent owe a special debt to Haiti, because it gave us back our dignity, as I often say in my speeches, when we were on our knees. So that's what the passion for Haiti is all about. I think I don't care who you are, wherever you are, we should be working to try to finally help Haiti, no matter what its internal contradictions, and God knows there are internal contradictions, but at the end of the day, there are no more contradictions in Haiti than in other places in the world. And if we can focus and enable this government to do right by Haiti as well as other countries, hopefully Haiti will then reassume its place as a beacon of promise in the world.
Okay.